experience. Let's not act like understanding and getting to know the body intimately is not a part of this whole experience. And it truly is, because the spiritual bypassing has got to stop. It has got to stop. It has got to stop. Just go to God. Just seek Jesus. And we love Jesus. We love Jesus. Jesus is king, right? Just seek him. Just give the pain to it. But how? When the body that is governed by these entities, that is governed by these wounds, that is governed by these dead things, that has picked these dead things up and held them in their bodies, is still operating on that old program, because your body is separate. It's a whole nother separate intelligence. Your spirit struggles to even understand it sometimes. So somatically, you have to understand, you have to get to know what's going on. So how do you give it to God? How? When the body is like, hey, we don't feel comfortable here. What do we do? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm here. So, as you know, this is where we break down how trauma becomes a wound, and how the wound becomes a distortion, and how the distortion becomes an agreement, and how that agreement becomes a false identity until Christ brings the whole house back into divine order. And we're going to be trauma hacking that today, as we always do. Okay. We're not looking at identity crisis as a breakdown, and we're not looking at it as you being crazy or unstable or lost. Okay. Well, we're looking at it as a signal. Okay. Spiritually, it's a signal. It's a signal that the false identity is being exposed. Psychologically, it is a signal that an old coping mechanism is no longer working somatically. So it's not working for the nervous system anymore. It's a signal that the body has been organized around a role and no longer matches the truth. And quantumly, it is a signal that an old frequency pattern is collapsing, because a new state of being is trying to emerge. So the first thing we have to understand is that most people do not actually know who they are. They know who they became, and they mistake that for who they are. They know who they had to be to survive, to be around their family. They know who they had to be to avoid rejection. They know who they had to be to keep love. They know who they had to be to not be abandoned. And they know who they had to be to to be accepted, to be useful, to be desirable, to feel safe. Okay. That's what they know. But this is not the same as knowing who they are when Christ is governing the body. It's governing the house. Okay. So identity is not just personality, right? That's what I teach. Identity is not just a style. It's not just a job title or a relationship status or sexuality or role or talent. Identity is the government of self, sovereignty.